Sajid, one question is, how to achieve a balance between risk appetite and business drive? And does it impact business drive? First is how to achieve the balance between these two.
Thank you, Abad. This is one of the most technical side of what we do on a daily basis. Having this balance is actually, it's an ongoing journey. The crux is to have the same level of understanding among the three lines of defense when it comes to FCC, and then an open dialogue that what is doable and what is not. A clearly spelled out risk appetite is where, I mean, which geographies you don't want to go, which customers, which products, and then socializing it across the organization. So sales have to, and this understanding and dialogue has to take place on an ongoing basis, that this is not to not be seen as an impediment to growth. It has to be seen as an enabler that yes, now at ground zero, we know exactly what is doable, what is not, rather than wasting our energy on areas that will be shot down later on. So achieving common understanding, and then an allied concept is incentivizing behaviors, not numbers. So when you incentivize numbers, you ask for NTBs, and NTBs without the real yield or real contribution would just put burden on your apparatus, starting from first line to second line and third line. NTBs, for the sake of NTBs, won't actually drive growth. It would pull the growth down. So we also have these dialogues in our compliance committees that look, these are the type of accounts that we're opening, and these are not our target. These should not be our target account types, and you have to go for yield. And the concept of credit risk wala concept, which is an established concept, that there is a trade-off between the risk and return. So higher the risk in terms of AML of a certain class of customers, the associated return should also be higher. So that is the concept that we have to graduate into, that if we're opening a high-risk account, so it has to then yield something rather than putting a burden on the system. So that is a general understanding that the entire industry has to move forward. And apart from that, risk appetite ka clarity is the main thing. So if your risk appetite is vague, then you will have fist fights all along. I mean, you will have disagreements, and you will have this kind of understanding that compliance ye nahi karne de raha, compliance ye wala kaam nahi karne de raha, or we are lagging behind. Or jo aaj subah baat ho rahi thi ke other banks are doing this, why are we making our processes and systems and KYC documentation difficult than others? So all banks, and in this pursuit, this eKYC initiative will be a key. We are running this on a PBA platform. Some of my team members are also involved in that. So having a standardized eKYC like a ECIB database will help us a lot. Many jurisdictions have actually tried. Jurisdictions like Singapore tried and failed. Bahrain is working on it. A couple of other smaller setups, smaller jurisdictions are working on it. Nordic countries, the 6 Scandinavian countries, they have collaborated and come up with something successful. But Pakistan, with their ability of this 13-digit identifier that we have, we have a unique advantage of NADRA database on our back, and we think we can achieve a lot in this area, and we can manage those sole proprietor type pan wala and the rickshaw wala account to manage that risk. We can have a uniformity, and currently we also run that risk in this transition of COVID when we have foregone the biometric verification. So we as industry have to be careful in terms of opening those accounts again in absence of biometrics. So that dialogue and awareness should also take place with our sales teams, that we don't have to expose ourselves to some things that we have put that behind because of our unique advantage in terms of biometric verification. So I think this is
Thank you very much.